Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This will be our second to last video, and I'll be doing a video on the PowerPoint here in just a moment and put it up. I just wanted to say thank you for being part of the class, and thank you for getting your work in. And I'm sorry we had to be sort of masked and all of that sort of stuff during our class, but I hope you found it valuable, and I appreciate your being part of it and being patient with what we had to put up with during our summer of the pandemic. But I hope you got something of value from our New Testament class, some ideas and some insights. And ultimately, I think that's the best we can hope for in any class, whether it's done during these kinds of conditions or in any other kinds. So this video, I'm going to look at the two main assignments that you have and just remind you that assignments need to be turned in by Monday. So as I'm doing this video right now, it's Thursday, so you have the weekend and into Monday. I have to turn in grades down in Bedford on Tuesday. And essentially, I'm going to wrap up the grading on Monday night and Tuesday morning, and then I'm going to head down probably around lunchtime to turn in the grades. So you need to get things in by Monday for them to be counted in our class. But otherwise, I appreciate the work that you've done so far. And let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen here so that we can look at the different things that are here. I always have to reteach myself doing this. So sharing the screen, there we go. This is our discussion board, and it says Birth Pangs of the End Times. And one of the things it does is it highlights what we call apocalyptic literature. Most of that occurs in the book of Revelation, but it also happens in a few other places. And what I should say, not just a few other places, it actually happens in many places in the Hebrew scriptures as well as the New Testament scriptures. But two of the places that are highlighted for this are Mark 13 and Matthew 24. And I'm going to read just a little bit here for you. If you look at, for example, Matthew 24, the heading in my Bible, which is, again, the HarperCollins Study Bible, here says, as Jesus came out of the temple and was going away, his disciples came to point to him the buildings of the temple. And then he asked them, you see all those, do you not? Truly I tell you, not one stone will be left upon another, all will be thrown down. When he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when will this be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Jesus answered them, beware, for no one leads you astray. For many will come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they will lead many astray. We've actually seen that happen. There's a concern over and over again in the letters that we've gone through for false teachers. That is being foretold here. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All this is but the beginning of the birth pangs. And again, if we look at Mark 13, again, it says, as he came out of the temple, one of his disciples said to him, look, teacher, what large stones and what large buildings. Then Jesus said to him, do you not see these great buildings? Not one stone here will be left upon another, all will be thrown down. And then we essentially have the same passage that we had from Matthew in Mark. And remember, there's a lot of shared material between Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And we have the wars and rumors of wars and nations against nations and things that are here as well. So as you're looking at this discussion post, look at these two passages in particular. We are living 2,000 years after this, but people are still looking at these kinds of things. As I mentioned in class, there are a couple of television shows that are still on where they talk about the end times as if you can hold the newspaper in one hand and the Bible in another and see what's unfolding. We will see as we look at the Gospels and the book of Revelation that there's an idea that this kind of history repeats over and over again, and these prophecies actually happen again and again. So that's your discussion board post. The other piece for this week is the report, and that does deal with the book of Revelation. And it wants you to reread the summary about what the book of Revelation is all about and what that does. And I have pulled here the book is disappearing. Oh, can we have the book? Yes, there. The Interpreter's Bible, the New Interpreter's Bible. Sorry, there is a regular one. And looking at what it says about the book of Revelation. Remember, one revelation, no S. It says, Apocalypse Revelation promises comprehensibility and freedom with no need for an intermediary to interpret what is immediately available to disclosure. Yet in the apocalypse of Jesus Christ, a host of perceptions suddenly come together to form a dazzling impression. To dazzle is ultimately to prevent sight and to prevent speech, provoking fear, awe, even distaste, leading to an avoidance and incomprehension rather than to understanding. John's book demands attention, but its arresting manner cannot mask the fact that it, too, is only indirectly related to that awesome apocalyptic experience that took place on Patmos. The idea here is that John received his revelation on the Isle of Patmos. So that's what it's referring to here. So we think about it as showing you something, but at the same time, it's not necessarily making it clear. And that's why it can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. So one of the things that you'll want to do is look at the PowerPoint, and you might look at the video I'm making right after this to see the different ways in which people read the book of Revelation. And then you can talk about how these things fit together in that along the way. So again, I look forward to your post here. I see at least one person has already done this, so thank you for that. And I will, as I said, get all the grades done for everything that's posted up by Monday, no later than Tuesday morning, and I will then be taking the grades physically to the office at lunchtime on Tuesday. So that's your deadline. And again, thank you for being part of the course. And I hope you'll tune in to the next video where I'll talk about the PowerPoint. Thanks.